A fine afternoon, friends, as we welcome you in for another episode of Sports with Aiden, Vin, and Brendan. There's no Aiden today. Instead, we're joined by two special guests. Another special episode. We've got two women's lacrosse players with us today. It's Eileen Hewitt and Jill Lopez, so thank you both for taking the time and joining us today. We're gonna do a mic check, and we're going to introduce yourselves right now. I want you guys to just tell us a little bit about yourselves, what year you are, what position you play, any sort of fun fact you have. So Eileen, we'll start with you, and hopefully volume is working.
Yes, is it working? Yeah? Okay. Thank you for having us. I'm Eileen. I'm a sophomore midfielder from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and my major is mechanical engineering.
I'm Jill Lopez. I'm also a sophomore midfielder from Long Island, and I'm also a mechanical engineering major.
Okay, so before we get through some of the things that I have planned, we learned some cool fun facts from some of the players that were with us last time. I want to ask you guys, do you have any weird or special pregame rituals or things like that where you're superstitious about it and you have to do it every single time?
I don't really get very many superstitions, but starting last season, I started straightening my hair before every game just to look good, feel good, play good, so that it kind of made me think I would have a good game if my hair looked perfect. So, yeah.
Yeah, I used to always wear the same spandex, but then one time I had a bad game in the spandex, so then I said, you know what, never mind. So yeah, I don't really have any superstitions anymore, but I always wear the same socks, I guess. I don't know.
I hope we clean the sock.
Oh, of course, yes. Always.
Okay. All right, either one of you can take this. Leading up to a game, what does your week look like, meeting-wise, film-wise, practice-wise? Let's say you have a game on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. What does the days leading up to that look like for you guys?
You want to go or should I? You go.
Yeah, so during the week, obviously, we go to our normal classes, normal practices. Pre-game practice is always really fun, and we have film right before that normally, or we'll have positional films with just our positions with our coaches, and then we always just get dinner together anyway, but always getting dinner, just getting excited about having a game day. It's always a really special day for all of us. So,
anything you want to add, Eileen?
Yeah, I feel normally when we have a Saturday game, we also have a Wednesday game. So we'll do Monday's a normal practice, and then Tuesday, like Jill said, would be a pregame practice. So it's very chill, mostly just go over plays and strategy for whatever specific team we're playing. And then Wednesday's a game, Thursday's normal practice, we have lift, and then Friday's another pregame practice. And then, yeah, it's game day.
All right, I want to ask you specifically, because I wondered about this last semester, and I asked some of the field hockey players when they were on a couple weeks ago. They didn't have a situation exactly like this. But the week where you guys played Susquehanna-Stevens back-to-back, how does prep for that week differ? Because you didn't have a game in the middle of the week. It was a Saturday game, and then you had the whole week without any games until Saturday. I think it was Saturday Susquehanna and Sunday Stevens. Mm-hmm. So how does that guys work for you guys in terms of prep? Because are you just looking at one team? Are you focusing at both at the same time? How does that work?
Yeah, so for me, the only really difference that I made was after the Susquehanna game, a few of us went to take ice baths, which I normally don't do, but I feel a lot of recovery that week was really important for keeping our legs in shape and not totally breaking down from having back-to-back games because we're not used to that. It was really the only weekend we had 2 games in a row. So I think just like really taking care of your bodies was really important to get through like that weekend.
Yeah, I feel like the week leading up to it, for us specifically, we didn't have any, like we weren't going to play any different between Susquehanna and Stevens. So we focused on ourselves a lot, and then we watched during the week some Susquehanna film, and then Sunday morning before our game, we watched film on Stevens. So we played Susquehanna, got through it, and then we flipped the switch really quick and like turned all of our attention towards Stevens. But during the week leading up to it, I'd say it was pretty much the same, like in terms of like what we normally do, like drills and all that, and our working on our plays and stuff.
How does that work mentally, right? Because I know for you guys it's a little different, but Stevens knocked them out of the NCAA tournament the year before, and then you have tough conference matchups. Susquehanna, I mean, the big three are you guys, Catholic and Susquehanna. Those are always the close games. Really, those games will determine who wins the conference. Now, for you guys, it didn't matter. But how does that work mentally when you have Susquehanna in front of you on a Saturday, and then the next day it's like we have the 12-ranked Stevens. Like, if we win this game, we can be ranked. How does that how do you guys mentally prepare to go from one to the other and stay focused on the game in front of you?
I think a big thing that Coach T always says is that we don't have to, we get to. So she always is just very, like, she always just makes sure that we understand that we are, like, very lucky to get the opportunity to play against of 2 very good teams. So she always just keeps it very positive, always saying, you know, just do us, be us, and we'll just get through it. But just take it one game at a time, and overall just staying, like, together as a family and super positive.
All right, I want to talk about the 2 of you specifically now, because I learned the other day that you guys spend every waking moment of each other together.
Yeah, true.
You guys play the same position, you're the same year, you guys have similar classes to each other. Walk me through your guys' day together, because I have a feeling it's going to be the exact same. And then tell me a little bit, like, what's that like to have, you know, somebody that you're so close with play the similar position. Your guys' numbers were like, and we'll do trivia later with your specific numbers. I mean, they're like almost identical.
It's crazy.
It's like you 2 are the same person. So talk to me about your guys' relationship with each other.
Yeah, so we're like, a day in our life is just like, we really only have one class that's different this semester. Otherwise, we walk to class together, sit next to each other in every class, get lunch after together, dinner, whatever, walk to practice together. I mean, the only difference is we're not each other's roommates, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. Get a little time
yeah.
away.
But also, we're both mechanical engineering majors, obviously, and it's a very small major, so like we're like the only girls in it for our like grade. So I mean, we were like always studying and doing homework together too, and it's really helpful to just like have another person that like gets it, and like all like, I don't know, we just kind of really are the same.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy. On our busiest, like Wednesday is our busiest day, and we go from having class together at 10, 11, 12, then we get lunch together, then we have lab from 2 to 3:45 together, and we're lab partners, and then we have lab from 5 to 7:50, and we're lab partners in that too. So we literally spend the whole entire day together, and then we get dinner.
Do you guys ever get tired of each other?
No. You would think, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
We'll get like frustrated in class and kind of start raging a little bit, but never at each other. Just like at the class, I guess.
Yeah. We always have like, not like breakdowns, but just where we are like, oh my god, I'm so done with this. But they normally hit at different times. So like when Jill has hers, like I'll lock in and do the work, and then when I have mine, Jill does it. Yeah. So we like rotate because sometimes it's just a lot.
Yeah.
Do
But
you guys think that translates on the field? Like having that close relationship off the field helps your own game?
I think so.
Definitely. Yeah. I think like we play really well together and on the same line. It definitely helps. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like at this point it's like we know like everything about each other.
Yeah.
So it's like on the field we even know like I can just like tell like when you're
we're
like
going like who's cutting first.
Yeah.
Or, like then like someone goes behind and cuts. Like we kind of don't really have to talk about it even anymore.
Yeah. No, but I love it. We say all the time we're like we literally wouldn't be able to get through it without each other.
Yeah. No.
Like,
no way.
Yeah. And on the bus, we're bus buddies too.
Yes.
So like in the spring, we're always like studying for the same tests, and we're like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
Same.
I want to talk to you about your team in general. I work with a lot of the teams here, and it feels like a lot of the teams tend to be separated by age group, where the freshmen hang out with the freshmen, sophomores with the sophomores, and whatnot. And you know, I'm friends with people on multiple teams, so I'll get the tea on the teams and things like that. So I know what's going on. But it feels like for your team specifically, you guys are like all super close. Like I'll see you guys just all together, like a group of like 10 of you. Talk to me a little bit about your team in general and what it's like to be not even just on the field with them, but just a part of that culture.
Answer.
Yeah, it's really nice to, like, come into a new school. Like, I mean, for me at least, it was definitely stressful, like, coming to college and being away from home. So having, like, 36 or, like, 37, like, built-in best friends is super helpful. And, like, you don't even have to stress about, like, meeting new people. Like, I mean, we say it all the time, like, we're only, like, friends with each other. We always hang out together. Like, it's, like, anyone would text one day and be like, do you guys want to just sit outside like on a nice day and just like sit and just like hang out, like, and everyone would jump on it and just say, yeah, of course, like we'll go hang out together like every day. And it's just really nice like to have those people who you all get along with really well. So
yeah, I think it's just coming in last year, like right from the get-go, they were so like welcoming to us really, and would always text us, had us over all the time. Like, it was just very easy to bond with them. And so this year especially, obviously it's a very different team. We, like, lost a lot of people and a lot of new people came. But I feel like we always say, like, just remember how we felt last year when they welcomed us. So it's been super fun, like, getting to know the freshmen and having them join the family, you know? So, yeah, it's been really fun.
I mean, there's a lot of freshmen. There's 13 freshmen.
Yeah.
I'm sitting tagging the pictures and naming them from the other day, and I can't even remember any of them. Like I know like 3 or 4 of them now, and the only reason why I have faces to names is because of the pictures themselves, and some of them worked the women's soccer game.
Yeah.
So like I'm down there taking pictures, and so Paige Martin is the one that I know like the quickest. It was the easiest one for me to learn because she's down there 3 or 4 times this year with them. So 13 freshmen's a lot.
Yeah.
You guys lost a lot of people.
Yeah. We lost, there were 13 seniors and then 2 came back for a 5th year. Yeah. So we lost 11.
You guys came in last year to a championship team, right? What is that like, joining a team like that? Because, I mean, let's be honest, you guys kind of just cruised to a conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys played 3 ranked teams last year. You were 2-1 against them. You beat Messiah the first week of the year, lost to TCNJ. That was a 3-goal game. That was a close game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was at their place, right? Was that there? Or
it was home,
was
but
home? Oh, you're right. It was.
It was like a rainy, cold day, like Wednesday.
Rainy.
Yeah, it was typical, but yeah.
And then you guys obviously beat Stevens, and we'll talk about that game in a little bit. But what are your guys? What were you expecting coming in last year? You guys both pretty much started off the bat. What's that like? Just joining a team that won a championship the year before? Is there any pressure on you guys to perform and to win back to back now that they have that, their sights set on that?
Yeah, coming in, it definitely was kind of like a target on our backs where, like, we didn't really understand it, but obviously all like the seniors last year like had that, and they all felt like the pressure of like, we just won a championship, we went to the first round, now like where do we go from there, like how do we get further, which we obviously weren't here for, but like coming in knowing that that's where everyone's mentality was, to go further in the tournament and win another championship. And it definitely like added some pressure to like, okay, like we got to do this like kind of for our seniors to like win again, and that like in their last year like we can help them get there. So I think it definitely was a little nerve-wracking coming in, but I think like we handled it well.
Yeah, I definitely felt the pressure, but it was honestly like good pressure because I think everyone was feeling it. And on the field, I think it just translated into everyone working so hard, and we were all on the same page because we all wanted it so bad. But I think Coach T definitely held like the whole team to a higher standard. Like she would always say, like, I know we didn't do this last year, but like now it's just she wants it to be the normal for us to make it that far, and then each year progress in the tournament itself. So definitely pressure, but I think in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, that was a thing that some of the seniors said. It was like, 2 years ago, they won the conference for the first time in a really long time, and they got to the NCAA tournament, and they were like, wow, this was cool. And then you go into the next year, and it's like you get to that spot again, and you're like, okay, we belong here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're expecting to win
Yeah.
at least one now. What are your guys' expectations this year? Because you lost a decent number of players.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, Nikki Morrow and Grace Debulis are not here anymore. Offensively, Erin Rich, Kaylee Stalter, McKenna and Tara. Molly is obviously hurt. Devin is hurt. I don't know what her timeline is. But that group right there made up for 37% of your goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't include Devin's number.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what her injury is and how long she's going to be out for. Who are you guys expecting, besides yourselves? Because I'm expecting you two to have a bigger role offensively, especially with Erin leaving, because she had a ton of goals. I'm not going to tell you the number because that's a trivia question. Okay, but she had a really high number of goals. Who are you guys expecting? It could be some of the freshmen. It could be people that were on the team last year. Who are we expecting to step up, at least offensively?
Yeah.
I think offensively it's hard because coming in, like, there wasn't really, like, an attack line or anything. But I think even just looking back to our play day from yesterday, like, you could already tell, like, some of the freshmen, like, it's obviously nerve-wracking coming in, and they, like, all, like, performed very well and, like, confidently. But I would say Mia and Jess really stepped up in that game because, like, they both, like, played last year, but, like, now this year coming in, like, we lost so many people, and, like, they really, like, kind of took lead more, I would say, on offense.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're both going to play a huge part, and I definitely think the freshmen looked great yesterday. Like, I think a lot of them are going to step up and have, like, a really good year this year, so I'm excited.
I want to ask you to both defensively. How much work do you put in defensively? Because I know as midfielders, you guys will play defense. I'm not as, well-versed in the sport itself. I've only been involved in it for about a year. With some of these big defenders leaving, are you guys putting more emphasis on your defense, or are you guys focusing on working at the midfield, transitions, clearing, and then just offensive work?
I'd say it's about the same as last year. I don't think she's put a huge emphasis on how many people have left. I think in every drill we do, we split evenly the midfielders, and we'll do, like, if we're scrimmaging, you start on attack and then halfway through you switch to defense. The only thing I'd say where we focus more on attack is sometimes we'll split up for footwork and shooting, and we'll most of the time go to shooting instead of footwork. But I think, I don't know. I feel like it's about the same, right?
Yeah. I think from last year, our coach would tell us a few times going into a game, like, you're kind of going in as, like, I'm going to play really good defense today because, I mean, defense wins championships also. And, like, I think she puts more focus on, like, attackers scoring all of the goals because even in transition when we're, like, bringing the ball up the field, we're told, like, if an attacker is open, give it to them, like, get the ball in their sticks and then, like, go down. So I think, like, going into games, like, kind of realizing, like, to focus more on defense more than attack, but also, like, obviously still focusing a lot on both, but just, like, more, like, your footwork on defense.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, she's told us a few times that she would rather us be defensive middies than attacking middies. Yeah. So she really puts a lot of emphasis on defense, and we work on it a lot during practice. So, yeah.
All right. I want to ask you guys favorite moment, favorite game from last year, because we talked about it before the show.
Yeah.
I knew the answer before the show. So go ahead and tell our listeners what your favorite moment was, or favorite game, I should say, from last year.
Should say it at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Stevens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that game was just, like, it was up and down, and then it was close, and then we really, like, pulled through in the end. And after coming off of kind of tough loss to our team the day before against Susquehanna, like, we all kind of, like, felt that and, like, kind of reality check, like, all right, let's go, like, like, we got this. And then we came back the next day, and it just, like, it was, like, the best feeling, just beating them, honestly.
Yeah. I think it was kind of just, obviously the day before against Susquehanna, no one was really expecting to lose that game. I think we kind of, it just, like Jill said, it, like, hit us. We were like, oh, like, every game, like, anything can happen. And I think we just went into Stevens, we were just, like, ready to go. Like, we kind of had, like, a fire lit under us. And it was just such a fun game because it was close, and then they kind of pulled away, and then we had the momentum, and then obviously Kaylee's last goal was just so good, and it was, it was so much fun. It was just one of those games where it's like, this is, like, actually fun.
Yeah.
Like, every game is like, oh, it's game day, but, like, I feel like genuinely, like, we were all just so happy and just having fun playing together.
Yeah, we had, like, a big crowd turn up for that game, too, so that was good. Our sideline was on point. Everyone was just hyped the entire game. Like, it never, like, went down. Like, we were down by, I think, 4 or 5 goals at one point, and, like, we didn't, like, put our heads down like the game was over. Like, we just, like, kept going, and it was really nice to see, like, the team come together like that.
Yeah. I've watched the film, like, literally 5 times from that game, and we were down, like, 5 goals in the fourth quarter. And, like, I feel like in a lot of ways we could have just, like, packed it in and be like, all right, whatever. Like, they're ranked. We weren't supposed to win, whatever. But we really were like, no, we're not going to let that happen. And it was just, like, fun to see everyone, like, just stay so positive and, like, lift each other up. So, yeah.
So you guys are doing my job for me. I wanted to ask, because you were down 9-5 with 11 to go in the fourth.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm calling the game, and I'm like, oh, man, like, they ran out of gas. Like, back-to-back games. You played Susquehanna at their place the day before. Now you come home when you play a top 12 team, and it's, like, fourth quarter, like, man, like, if they pull this out, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
And then you guys did. Eileen and Erin both scored, and then Kaylee scored to make it the 1-goal game. And then Molly's goal is maybe one of my favorites, because she scored as the shot clock expired. And that's my second favorite goal that I've ever called in any sport.
Yeah.
The first is the Kaylee goal, what wound up being the game winner. I want to know, on the sidelines or on the field, you guys are down by 4 goals with 11 to go. They've scored 6 straight goals since halftime. What's your mentality? What are you guys saying to each other that keep you in the game? Because, like you said, you guys could have just threw the towel in and just, oh, we weren't supposed to be here, and just kind of roll over. But you didn't. You guys fought back. So what are you guys saying to each other on the sideline to stay involved in that game?
I think just keeping a positive mindset was like the most important. For a lot of us, it gets hard sometimes. Like you make a few mistakes in a row, and like you're automatically like head goes down, and you think like, oh, like having a really bad game. Like you all just get negative, and I think like we all really just like, oh, I messed up. Okay, like this game is really fast paced though. Like move on. Like it's okay to make a mistake, and that like in a timeout or like in between quarters going to the sideline, like everyone else was just like, oh, that was really good that you did, and then like even the sideline would help us and say, just like work on this, like just fix this, and then you'll be fine. So I think like they really helped like all of us get through the game by like keeping us positive when like even we messed up. So that was definitely really helpful with like staying positive.
Yeah. I also think our team does a very good job at celebrating the little things. Even just like a simple ground ball, you could hear like the whole sideline like erupt and be like, oh my God. Like it was just, I think we all knew we were capable of it, but really just telling each other, like hearing it is a lot, like does a lot. So I think we all just like every little thing we were like, hey, keep that up. Like, hey, that was a good pass, whatever. Even just like the smallest things, we like made sure that everyone knew that like, hey, we noticed that. That was really good. Keep it up. Like that type of thing.
Yeah, I think also like knowing like the first 2 quarters, like or first 3 quarters, even before like we started getting a little bit down, like we all were playing really well the whole game, so we knew like, oh, like we scored against them, like we can do this 5 more times. Like I feel like just knowing that and knowing that like you can, because like we already like we scored against them, we can do it again. Like just knowing that like you can do it, like get through it.
All right, I'm curious with the two of you specifically, games like that and then playoff games. Obviously, there's added pressure in there, but I think you two specifically, especially as first years, handled it really well. You both had 2 points in the Stevens game. Eileen, you scored a goal and an assist. Jill, you had 2 goals. And then in the playoffs, you guys both were top 4 in the team in points. Jill, you had 5 goals and an assists in the 2 playoff games. Eileen, 2 goals, 3 assists in the 2 playoff games you guys had against Juniata and then the championship against Catholic. And then Jill had 4 goals in the NCAA tournament, and Eileen, you had 2. So talk to me about your mindset going into the playoff games where it's like, all right, no more messing around. It's like we need to lock in. 1 mistake or 2 mistakes can lose us the game. Talk to me about your mindset. How is it different than a regular season game 3 weeks into the year versus those playoff games where you guys are playing really well?
I think it's more we just have to like stay composed almost, because a lot of times during practice if we like drop the ball we're like, oh, whatever. But Coach T really made sure we knew, like in playoffs, every team you play is going to be a good game. Like it's not like the regular season where you're have like a few games where it's like you can afford to miss a pass and it goes out of bounds. So I think like the week leading up to it, practice was we played like we knew that we couldn't afford to have like a missed pass or a bad pass or someone not following the shot behind cage. It was just like stuff like that. We obviously knew that we can score, we can play good defense, all that, but we made sure that we focused on all the little things. Like, we talked through everything on defense. We really focused on the draw the week leading up to it, like different codes like we were going to have. Just like stuff like that. We knew that we had to really focus on that because the little things are honestly what could win or lose a game for us.
Okay. Let's talk about this year. Right, we mentioned we lost a lot of players in general, got a lot of freshmen in. What are your guys' expectations? Because obviously you're going to tell me we're expecting to win the conference again.
True.
But the last couple of years, you guys have won the conference. We talked about Nikki Morrow told me that 2 years ago when they first got there, it was like, oh, we're there. Like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're happy to be here. Last year it was, okay, we belong here. What are your guys' expectations going into this year? For yourselves personally, whether you have, I know you guys told me before, you're not really focused on the numbers that you put up. But, I mean, most athletes have that at least in the back of their mind. So tell me about any personal goals you have this year, and then collectively as a team, what are you expecting to do this season?
Yeah.
I would say as a team, like, going into it, we lost, like, a few games last season, so going back to, like, playing those teams again, I'm really excited for, because we kind of get, like, a revenge of last year. Like, we're playing Ithaca again, we're playing TCNJ again. Those were all, like, games that we could have won. So, knowing we could have won, like, kind of gets us, like, more hype for when we do play them again. Like, oh, like, let's actually beat them this year. So.
I think in the tournament, like they said, like, 2 years ago before we got here, they made it there. They were happy to be there. And then last year, it was, okay, we belong here. And it was our goal to make it further than they did the year before. And now I think this year, the goal is to make it even further than that. Like, every year, take it a step further. And yeah, like Jill said, obviously, a lot of the big games we're excited to play again. But I think also even the ones that we did win, we're excited to play. Like, I think we beat Haverford by 1 goal, Rowan by 1 goal, Messiah by 1 goal. So I think a huge thing is also just making that a normal as well. Like, those teams we know we can beat, and now we just are going to go into it thinking that way, rather than thinking, oh, like, let's try to win. Now we're going to be like, we can win, we're going to win. Like, kind of shift the mindset to that.
Looking at your guys' schedule, I thought, so for field hockey, they played some good teams early. And sometimes that's tough because, especially when you lose a lot of players the year before, it's like you guys are trying to figure out who you are as a team and kind of get into a groove with all the new people getting playing time. So field hockey, they had early games this year against some of the better teams. They played York early, they played Ithaca early. I think you guys having Stevens late in the year last year was really good. Playing a team that good that late really get you ready for the inevitable playoff run that you guys are going to go through. This year it feels like you guys are stacked at the top. Like, you open the year against Messiah, who started last year ranked. I'm not sure if they finished ranked. I actually don't think they did. But you get Messiah. York is always pretty good. Haverford was close last year. TCNJ and Ithaca are always good. Then you get LVC, but then it's Stevens at home or at Stevens. You then go to Juniata and play them there. Then you get Rowan again, and then you get some of the rest of the conference games. Looking at this schedule, I know you guys talked about some of the teams that you're looking forward to playing. Do you guys have favorite teams to play? Like, I know you've only been here a year, so it's a little different than asking some of the grad students we had who have 5 matchups against, you know, their conference teams. Do you guys have a team that you look forward to playing, whether it's because it can be a good game? I know we had Gianna Travia on, the field hockey goalie, and she said Muhlenberg, which was a really weird one because they're typically pretty middle of the road and not conference. They always play them early in the year. So that was an interesting one, and answers like that are always intriguing because there's always some little reason, whether it's a family connection, you're playing against a friend. Do you guys have any teams that you look forward to that aren't like the Stevens or TCNJ where you're playing a ranked team? For the record, they're looking at the schedule right now. They have it out in front of them. I mean, Catholic's always a good one. You get Susquehanna and Catholic here this year. You had to go to their place both times last year when you played them, and then you got Catholic here.
I think there's always been like a huge, not rivalry, but kind of with us and Catholic. And we kind of just came into it. Like, we came in last year, and everyone was like, Catholic, Catholic, Catholic. So I just like jumped on the train. I was like, yeah, Catholic, you know. But so obviously that's going to be such a fun game. And I'm excited to play Ithaca again. I think last year we came out really good against them, and then something happened. And so I'm excited because I know that because then Ithaca went on to beat like a really high ranked team. I forget who, but I think that's just going to be a very fun game because they're good. But also it's like we all know that we can beat them, so I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to play York just because we haven't played them yet. Like, we didn't play them last year. So I think, like, kind of getting a new opponent that, like, could turn into, like, oh, like, we really should beat them. And then that would, like, look really good for us. So.
Yeah, that Ithaca game was, like, a really weird one. Only 2 goals combined in the first quarter, and you guys had a 2-0 lead. You went to halftime up 3-2, and then they just exploded. They outscored us 7-2 in the third, and that was really it. So I personally not a fan of Ithaca. I'll tell you the same story that I told the field hockey players that were there. One of their announcers, he's really good. His name is Eli Fishman. He sent our SID a message last year and asked if he can come and call a baseball game. They were coming here for one game, and I was on the schedule for that game. And he comes in and he's like he just took over the booth. And I wasn't feeling that great day, so I didn't fight him at all.
Yeah.
But like that irked me the wrong way. And then they go and then they beat us. You guys lost to them last year. Field hockey lost to them last year. So I was 0 for 3, 0 for 4 if you count this clown coming in and taking over. Field hockey beat them this year. That was a great game. So.
Oh yeah. Wait, did we? Did we see the end of that game? I think we did. I don't remember.
I think you did.
I think we did.
Because I think it started raining when you guys showed up and you were all huddled up by the booth.
It was raining.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you guys can beat them this year and you get them here, so that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. I want to shift gears to trivia now.
Okay.
We talked earlier. I asked them if they wanted to compete or work together. They chose to compete against each other. Here's the way the scoring is going to work. There are certain questions that you can get 2 points for the question itself. So I'm going to ask you guys who you scored your first career goal against. If you can tell me the team that you scored against, that'll get you a point. And then I'll have another question. I'm going to ask you what game you scored the most goals in your career, which would have been from that year. So if you can tell me the team you did it against, that'll be a point. And if you can tell me the number of goals you scored, that'll be a second point.
Okay.
And then the last couple of questions are your team leaders. So we'll do goals and we'll do points. Or draw controls I have, because you guys are both on those lists. So, spoiler alert. So you can get 3 points per question.
Okay.
If you get a person in the top 5, you'll get a point. If you can tell me the spot that they're in, you'll get another point. And if you can tell me the exact number of goals that they scored, you'll get a third point.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start. We'll start with Jill.
Okay.
Who did you score your first point, or your first goal against?
Haverford.
Wow, that wasn't just no hesitation. Do you know yours, Eileen?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Messiah.
Okay, so you both get a point. That one was easy. Some people don't know. For you guys,
I feel like we only
Yeah,
have 1
we
year.
just had,
Yeah.
so.
And actually, we had Katie Redding, Bridget Abraldes, Ellie Collins, 3 grad students. Katie knew all of their first goals, and they couldn't remember.
I don't think I would have known yours.
I don't think actually, maybe. I feel like I knew you scored in our first game. So.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Second question. Can you tell me which team you scored the most goals in that season against? And how many goals will get you another point? So which team did you have your most number of goals from last year? Either one of you can jump in if you know the answer.
I know mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Mine was Stevenson, and I scored 4 goals.
Actually, got them both right. That game was drunk, by the way. That game was
that was
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah,
it was like
that
18-16 or
Yeah,
something.
that one was crazy.
That was crazy. And it was like scorching hot. Oh,
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I think mine was Catholic, but I can't remember if it was the championship or in regular season. I think it was regular season.
Yeah.
And I think it was 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 4. So wow, you both are
Wow.
you both are
Doing
matching each
good.
other so far. Okay. You guys beat 2 top 25 ranked teams last year. I mentioned them before, and I forgot that this was a question. So I'll give you each one chance to name one of the teams you beat. If you can tell me the score, you'll get an extra point.
Messiah, and we beat them 10-9.
Yeah, wow, I can't believe you remember the scores.
Stevens, I think it was 9-8.
Ooh.
No.
10-9.
Oh, shoot. I know it was,
So Eileen is up by 1 right now.
dang. All right, I'll get the next one.
Jill, I'll give you an extra credit point. Can you tell me the score of the loss to TCNJ? That was the one loss you guys had to a top-ranked team.
Was it 12-8?
Nope.
Can I guess? Was it 11-8?
Yeah, it was 11-8.
I knew we lost by 3.
I thought we lost by 4.
All right, so Eileen's still going to be up by 1. Now
All
the
right,
last 2 sets of questions here. You can get 3 points per answer.
Okay.
We're going to start with the goal leaders. So top 5. You can tell me the name of one of the people in the top 5. If you can tell me where they are, whether they're 3rd or 4th, you can get a second point. And if you tell me the exact number of goals, you can get another point. So 3 total points available per answer. My hint is to start with yourselves and work your way from there.
Oh, okay. I think I was 3rd.
Nope.
Shoot.
Can you tell me how many goals you had? Do you know the number?
Oh, God.
Because you've got 1 point right now because you're on the list.
Okay.
You can get another point if you tell me how many goals you had.
Like 31. No.
30.
Oh.
30. So you got 1 point. So
Dang
Jill
it.
has a chance to take the lead here.
Okay.
Okay.
Right now, Eileen is up by 2.
Okay.
So you don't have to start with yourself. You
All
can
right,
start
yeah.
with an easy answer.
All right, I'm going to go Grace Lane first.
Okay, you guys are even now. Can you tell me the number of goals she had?
I want to say like 74.
No, not nearly that high. 59.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. 74 is a lot.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are even.
All right.
Okay.
So Eileen, your chance to try and go ahead.
Okay. Aaron Rich,
Mhm.
2nd.
Okay.
And
If you get one of the numbers right
yeah,
of a teammate, that's crazy.
maybe I'm going to go with 48.
Oh my God, it's 47.
Oh, I was going to
Wow,
say
that's
that.
really close.
Dang.
All right, so Eileen's up by 2
Oh.
right now,
I was going to say that.
and you have 2 spots on the list left.
I think, was I 4th?
Nope.
We both got ourselves wrong.
So you're on.
I think we
there.
were flipped. I think
Yeah,
you
you
were
are.
3rd and I was 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then can I guess how many goals?
Yeah, you can guess how many goals you had.
I think it was it. I think it's either
I'm gonna give you
31
a
or
hint.
32.
Remember how many she had? Because I said the number that Eileen had. Did I?
Yeah, you
You
did.
did.
You did.
So you're above her.
31.
She got it. 31.
Dang it.
So now you guys are even again.
Who?
I
I don't know who the.
There's one more person left on the list.
I don't know. I think it's either Devin or Kaylee.
Take a guess.
I don't know.
It's somebody on your team.
I know. I think I'm gonna go Kaylee.
Kaylee missed by 1 goal. She's 6th.
Dang.
So Jill has a chance to take the lead and kind of run away with this if you can grab this person.
All right, so I think it's Devin.
Nope, it's
What?
not Devin.
Wait, who?
Devin
Wait.
is 7th.
Wait.
For the record, Kaylee had 23. Devin had 20.
Okay. What?
So this person is between 30 and 23.
Okay.
So back to Eileen. You have a chance to go in front again.
All right.
Just run through the roster at this point. I mean, you guys are... I mean, this is the only other big scorer left. Like, everybody else... Like, 8th is Catherine McGlynn. She had 12.
Okay.
I mean, there's one player left that scored over 20. I'm going to put you on a timer here. You got like 10 seconds, Eileen.
Oh, God. Okay.
Just say a name. Anybody.
Lauren Crotty?
No.
Courtney?
Nope.
Who are we missing? We're definitely like glitching.
Wait, yeah.
You guys get one more guess each on this until we move to the last question.
Okay. What?
Don't think too hard.
Tara?
Nope.
What?
I can't wait. I can't wait to tell her that you guys just completely forgot
Wait,
about it.
yeah, I don't...
Jill has one more. You have 10 seconds.
Wait, so she still goes here?
Yes.
Oh, what?
5 seconds.
Okay. Mia?
Nope. Molly McCarran.
Oh my God! How did we forget that?
Stupid.
Oh, she's gonna be so mad at us.
I feel bad.
Oh,
Molly
she's gonna be
had 24.
so. How did we forget that?
Oh,
Bro.
wait, I'm really mad that I didn't get
too.
that.
I was like, who was
that
the
is
fourth
so
attacker?
obvious, too. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
couldn't
God.
think either.
You guys were thinking way
We were
too
thinking
hard.
way too
Yeah, I was like thinking.
How did we? Oh, that was bad, team. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I'm sorry, Molly.
Sorry, Molly. We love you.
Love you.
Okay. Last question. There are still 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm doing math in my head. I'm not a math person. I'm a communication major for a reason. There are 12 points available. You guys are even. We're going to do draw control.
Okay.
I have the top 4 leaders and draw controls. Same rules apply. Eileen, you'll go first. If you get a point, you get a point for a person that's on the list. Another if you get the position, and another if you get the exact number.
Okay. Okay. I think I was first, and I think I don't know. I think I knew my number before playoffs, but because they said it, but I don't remember what it was after. Maybe like 72.
82.
Oh, dang. Go.
So Eileen is up by 2 right now.
I think I was second.
Yep. Even again.
Maybe like 55.
61.
Dang.
That was kind of close.
That was a close guess.
I don't think I could.
Draws are hard because you think
Yeah.
it's so many.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Devin was third.
Devin was third.
And maybe like 49.
So close.
Oh my gosh.
51.
Oh.
Dang.
If one of you,
Wow.
I'm going to keep that in mind because that was the closest answer. If we have a tiebreaker, the closest answer
Okay.
to guessing the exact number will
Alright.
beat it. So
Okay.
right now Eileen has it. Eileen's up by 2 right now. We have one more person on the list. I have 2 more person if we need to go to another one. So we can go to the 5th person. But after that, I think the number's like 4.
Okay.
I mean, there were 5 of you that were getting the majority of the draws.
Yeah.
So you've gotten 1, 2, and 3. You have 4 and 5 left. It's Jill's turn. Eileen's up by 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Catherine.
Catherine, yep. What number?
5? 4?
4.
Okay.
So need this to tie it up. You need a number.
Okay.
Ooh.
How many did Devin have? 51?
51.
All right, I'm going to go with like...
It's significantly less than that.
Okay, I'm going to go with like 29.
Oh, 26.
Dang.
That was a close guess. I'm surprised you guys are getting so close to beat.
Yeah,
We're kind of
getting good.
Okay, Eileen can ice this. She's up by 1.
Okay.
And just to keep Jill in the game, I'm going to go pull up the 6th person. So she can get another guess. So you guys could each have the same number of guesses. Because right now Eileen would have had 1 extra.
Okay.
So the fifth, and I'll add the sixth person in this.
Wait, did you say that the fifth person was close, like had the similar number or no?
It pretty much gets cut by like half every time.
Okay.
At this point.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I'm in between Molly, Becca, and Mia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. Molly.
Molly is not.
Oh.
She's not even in the top 6.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was really on the circle.
Molly had
I know.
5
I kind of
total.
forget
Yeah.
that. Oh.
She had 5 total.
Okay. I guess.
Lauren Crotty and Delaney each had 5 as well.
Lauren Crotty.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I guess she took the draw like one in like 2 games.
So Eileen is up by 1. This is the 5th person. This could be the last chance. Joe can win it right here.
Okay.
If you can get me the person
Oh my
and the
gosh.
spot they're in, that would win it.
Wait, how many are left?
1 person in the top 5.
Okay, so it's 5th spot.
5th spot.
I'm
For the
gonna
win.
go with Mia.
Oh, it's not Mia.
Oh, okay.
Mia was 6th.
Dang. So it's Becca.
Was it Becca?
It is Becca.
Yeah.
Oh, period, Becca.
All right,
Can I
Joe,
guess?
Shout out my girl.
No,
Should
I'm going to
we-
give Jill a chance to tie
Oh, okay,
it and
okay.
end in a
It's
tie.
actually-
Okay.
If Joe can
Sorry.
if Joe can get the exact number that Becca had, we'll end in a tie. If not, Eileen wins.
Okay, she's in 5th. Catherine was 4th.
Catherine had 26.
I'm gonna go with 12.
18.
Oh, sorry, Becca.
So
I was
Eileen
gonna
is
guess
the
12
winner.
too.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Twin.
good game.
Yeah, good job.
For the record, Mia was 6th. She had 10.
Okay.
So Eileen had 82. Jill, you had 61. Devin, 51. Catherine, 26. Becca, 18. And then Mia had 10. And then Molly way down there with 5. So I hope you know. I'm texting Molly immediately to tell her that you two both forgot about her.
I know. I
because
feel
think
really
it's-
bad about
too.
that.
All right, we're just about out of time. Thank you both for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
on.
a lot
Good
of
luck
fun.
this season.
Thank
You know,
you.
Still a little bit away. Very
Yeah.
excited.
Very exciting.
Some housekeeping stuff for our show. We'll be back next Monday, 7 o'clock. We'll do some baseball playoff stuff because we haven't been able to do that in a while. But until then, thank you for listening. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you next time.